And just like that, we're live. Oh, how's it going, everybody? Assuming anyone even watches this. Let me just take a second to drop the link in a couple places. Let's see. Let's put this in the... Okay, where else can I share this? I don't know. This is kind of a weird... This is not games. It's something else. Uh-oh, I've been pinged. What's this? Okay, stream. I'll drop this here. Yeah, you get to hear me just mumble to myself as I get this set up. Man, I had plans for this stream. I really had plans. And, this week kind of shot all that through. So, let's see, where else can I share this? Maybe I can get some traffic from, where is it? Here we go. Okay, so, uh-oh, did it go offline? Nope, no it did not. Okay, call this a disclaimer. I basically just got home. I just got dinner made, so you're gonna hear forks on bowls and all sorts of other wonderful noises as I try to scarf something down after a long day. So, for those of you who don't know, oh, what's up, Beth? Nice to see you. Those who don't know, I live way kind of like, not the north end of western Washington, but a good ways away from Seattle, but I work in Seattle. That's where I have to be, at least when my day starts. And, it's not so bad getting down there. What sucks is coming back. The last couple of nights, I've had a commute of around 2 to 2.5 hours because of traffic. Tonight was nice. It was better than... Oh, well, no, I think I left Seattle at about 5:15. Got back into town at about 6:30. Then home by about 6:45. And then my sister stopped by because she needed some basil, so she got that. But, yeah, traffic sucks. It's a lot of fun when you have slowdown from 2 or 3 different cities because at the head of the traffic is a 3-car accident that's blocking 1.5 lanes. Yeah, really kills the mood for everyone in downtown, doesn't it? So for those of you who might be watching, who might be the type that regularly tune into this type of stream, I missed my stream last week because I had a 2-hour drive from Seattle to home after being on the road for work all day, and I was beat. I mean, like, today I'm beat. I promised myself either last week or this week I was going to start experimenting with doing more than an hour of content. Maybe get a little intro segment done in OBS. As you can see, that didn't happen because I clock off at 3:30, but then by the time I get home, I have so little time in the evening to myself. From the time I get home, have dinner as soon as I get home, and then I've got maybe 2 to 3 hours to myself before I have to go to bed. And in that time, I just want to catch up on games. You know, play some Crucible in Destiny, or maybe do a little exploration in the Division. And, yeah. That's where I spend a lot of my spare time. I could be more constructive, but when you've been staring at lines and pavement all day, it's like, every muscle in my body is just... Well, when I'm on the road, it's tense because I'm driving this big... You know, they're like those blue... You know, the big blue Amazon vans. They're the same model, and they're full of expensive equipment, and it's like, okay, they've got no side windows, no rear window, and the one I had today had no backup camera. So, I am driving blind, and if I wreck this thing, it's my job, and I kind of want to keep my job because it's better than the last job I had, which was kind of dull. Not kind of, in fact, it was pretty dull. So, anyway. What to talk about first? I mean, I've been working so much that I've been kind of falling down on the news. I know that the last week I wanted to really talk about Rush Limbaugh. Rest in peace. And I was, you know, like, I'm going to come out in front and say this. I did not listen to Rush Limbaugh. I didn't hate the man. I was just like, you know, I don't know what time he's on. Probably too early. So I just never bothered. I didn't hate the guy. I didn't really like the guy. I thought he was funny sometimes. My dad liked him. But, you know, the man passed away of, was it lung cancer at 70? And I'm like, Jesus, that's no way to go. That's not how I'd want to go. I mean, it's not the same thing, but I've watched a pet go through a similar thing, and it's not something I'd wish on anybody. So when I saw people on Twitter, like, celebrating the fact that he was dead, it's like, dude, come on. I mean, maybe you like the guy, maybe you don't, but I think we can all agree nobody deserves cancer. Like, the most aggressive thing I could think of to say to somebody I loathe is, I hope you step on a Lego. I hope something happens that is painful and an inconvenience, but for all of about 5 seconds. Maybe 10 if you've got a floor full of Legos. Well, then you're just going to have bloody feet. So, not a floor, but just, you know, it's like, have some sort of respect. If your grandfather died, you wouldn't want people saying, oh, he died of cancer, good. You wouldn't want that. No sane person would want that. I think. No sane person would want that. And it's just like, Jesus. And the fact that Rush Limbaugh was willing to go on Family Guy as a parody of himself... No, Eth, you are not viscous, you are vicious. Viscous is definitely the wrong word. I can think of other things pertaining to viscosity, but we're not going to go there. Otherwise I'd have to flag this chat as age restricted or something, I don't know. But, you know, the TLDR, like, the only person who I could safely say deserved cancer might have been Hitler. But he got a bullet to the brain, which I'll take it. Like, I'd want to go like my grandfather went. In his sleep. That's it. Just peacefully, quietly... Oh, man. It's... I guess I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. That's my thoughts on last week. What else happened last week? Gina Carano was the week before. Um, like I said, I've been working so much, I've been barely keeping up on the news. I mean, I get the news on my morning commute, but I only get bits and pieces of it. I think we went down to one viewer. Probably, probably pissed somebody off. What happened this week? There was the whole kids in cages thing where Biden had his, our dementia patient in chief, had his migrant overflow center. And it was one of the few times I've seen people on the left and the right come together and be like, okay, this is not right. You're putting kids in, okay, they're not cages, but I thought they looked kind of like the quote unquote apartments that China put infected citizens into and then welded the door shut. The little TrueView foreman trailers, or whatever they're called, TrueView, or I don't know. You see them on construction sites, like those, like that's their overflow. It's just a bunch of trailers. It's like, okay. Now, granted, everyone just was up in arms. God, I can't talk. Brains fried about, oh, Trump's putting kids in cages. But, well, now Biden's doing the same thing. And you got people like AOC defending it. And then you got people like, I've a couple of very good friends of mine who I've been friends with since high school. They've moved pretty far to the left. I've stayed pretty in the middle. I'm pretty, not wishy-washy, but I'm mixed on my opinions. Ask me anything. I'll give you an answer. Even people like a good buddy of mine we disagree on almost everything. Like he and I we've been having a back and forth about voter ID for the last couple of days. I think we need it. He thinks we don't, which I don't understand why not, but that's another discussion entirely. Like he and I agreed that Biden putting these kids in these overflow trailers is like, yeah, that's not the best move either. We obviously this is me speaking, we can't just let them in because you've got to vet. You obviously have to vet who they're with. I know it sounds terrible. I know it sounds authoritarian, but it's like it's been documented that people bring kids over the border, kids who aren't theirs, say, this is my niño or my niña, please let us through. And it turns out they're smuggling kids across the border. Who'da thunk? So, like, it's the point I made arguing over voter ID. I hate to deny something that could possibly be well-intentioned, but those aren't dice I want to roll. I don't trust anyone unless I can shake their hand. And that's kind of a turn of phrase, but like I found it really hard to trust people whose hands I can't shake. Like my roommate in college who wouldn't shake my hand when we met. Granted, with COVID, it's really, really hard to do that. So now I found I can trust people that I can crack jokes with. So, in that case, it's like a handshake. Kinda, not really, whatever. Man, I was going to have like a list of articles for this. I was going to have music. I was going to have a different render. Maybe a little slideshow going. Now I have no idea what I'm doing. As usual. What magnificent format. Any questions from chat? Just out of curiosity. No, it looks like it's just me. I'm all alone in this godforsaken wasteland. Do all those things. Yes, I need. I need to do all those things. I might have some spare time tomorrow. I got to get my benefits reset at work. But I'm not going into the office. I can do that on Monday if I have to. I had like a track picked out, a good intro track. I like heavy metal, but this was kind of like smooth jazz, not jazz, but kind of like a smooth guitar riff. Business Insider about smart cities. Okay, tell me more. Are we talking smart cities? Like, are we talking like what they've been messing with in Watch Dogs? Because I really don't like that idea. Granted, Watch Dogs is kind of crazy. Like, I am the one true hacker man. The whole city is run by a single operating system that I can just hack wherever I go. Let me look up the article. Business Insider Smart Cities. I mean, I'm gonna be kind of biased because I live out in the country. I already hate the city. Yeah, I'm using an ad blocker. How could you guess? How could you possibly guess? Actually, you know what? Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up. Oh, okay. That shouldn't be transparent. Hang on a second. Let's get rid of this. There we go. So this is not going to look the nicest, but it'll work. My avatar's not quite square in the middle. It's going to kind of crop some of his stuff, but whatever. Boom. Okay, how IoT and smart technology works, devices, applications, examples. We're going to kind of do a little read along with this. The world turning to technology. Why can't I scroll down? What the? Nani? How? I'm such a professional, ladies and gentlemen. Ah. Okay, I'm reading the cliff notes from Math. They'll track you everywhere for convenience and keep track of your food and refill your groceries whenever they need to be restocked. Refill your bug NutriBars for Instagram onto a pod. Okay, not that one. I just googled Business Insider Smart Cities. Yeah, I remember Tim Pool mentioning, eat the bugs, live in the pods, all that fun stuff. I don't like it. But then again, the city is not my environment. I already hate the idea of being tracked, and hell, Facebook knows when you take a dump, which is why I'm not on Facebook, even though they probably know anyway. Fuck, I know I keep saying this, but, bug NutriBars, pods, tracking, we're getting into, like, Shadowrun territory. Like, minus the Magic Awakening and Technomancers and Riggers. But tracking and just all this, like, what the hell ever happened to right to privacy? I guess it doesn't matter when you're in a city where everyone can see you all the time. I live way out here. Disable links. Was there a link in chat? I didn't see a link in chat. How do I even... Yeah, why is your link getting suppressed? That's, Here. I'll give you a wrench, Eth. Self-driving cars, smart homes. Okay. At the mention of smart homes, yes, I'm using an ad blocker. Fuck off. I don't care. So, let me finish this. Does anybody remember that Rad Bravery story where the house, this house with a bunch of automated services, burns up in a fire? Because that's what I think of when I think of a smart house. Like, there's no people around, it's just the house slowly burning to death. And it honestly doesn't necessarily scare me, but it certainly just makes me go, ugh. Now, Woven City will eventually be home to 2,000 Toyota employees and their families, retired couples, retailers, and scientists, according to the company. So it'll... Wait a minute, where the... Oh, at the base of Mount Fuji. I guess there's room there. Let's say, like, it's Japan. Where do they get room to do anything? It's just an island. It's a tiny island with... I forget how many million people. Make a guest window. How do I do that in OBS? I'm sure there's a way. Here, let me pull this up. Oh, it worked when I was doing that really long Time article. Okay, why can't I scroll down? What's going on? I said, hey. What's going on then? You can tell I'm a pro at this. Experienced streamer I am. Oh, on Chrome. I'm using Firefox. Oh, what's up, Gator? Wait, no, I am using Chrome. What the fuck? Oh, I use Firefox on my phone. God damn it. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Kill me now. Okay, so we're just gonna hide this window because I can't get it to scroll. It just doesn't like me. As most technology doesn't, which is great when you're working with bots all day. What a perfect line of work. So yeah, given this a cursory glance, it does look a lot like a Toyota advertisement, but only if you live in Japan. At least that's how I see it. Yeah, I have to turn on scroll mode. I thought that was on by default. I just selected interact. It should Are they making things more complicated? This is worse than work. Properties. See, I don't know what I'm doing. You'll get to sit here and watch me just flounder at streaming. Isn't it great? This is the content I don't even get paid for. Because we got a job night. Yeah, we're just going to leave that off the screen. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah. Yep. So Woven City is expected to be a testing ground for technologies like robotics, smart homes, and AI. See, I don't like this. Oh, Gator, there is alcohol involved. I've already had one beer. I'm about to start on my second because it's my weekend. I don't have to work tomorrow, kind of. I probably have some paperwork to do for my other job. But, like I was telling Eth here, I've been on the road all day. I had almost a 2-hour commute home. I'm tired. I'm really tired. So, okay. One beer. I just got home, mate. Come on. Come on, man. To quote Big Daddy Biden. Where the hell was I? So, 175 acre smart city, which is... That's really not that big. That's about... Well, depending on the size of the neighborhood, that's a couple suburbs. So it's more like a town than a city. Although, wait, are we talking acres or square acres? That's different. Oh god, hard seltzer. I fucking hate hard seltzer. Hard seltzer just doesn't taste good. It really doesn't. Okay, trying to get a sense of this. Okay. Okay. Just looking at the renderings of the smart city. Do you know what this looks like? Who here has played Ghost Recon Breakpoint? Because this... Okay, let me see. I'm going to pull the image up at the very least so you can get a sense of it. I can do that much. So the gist of Ghost Recon Breakpoint is this Elon Musk-like dude creates a paradise on an island in the Pacific Ocean. And it's all supposed to be entirely automated. Drones, service bots, everything. So everyone there is just living there, doing research, and having a grand old time. What happens is a PMC hacks or gets a hold of the network and takes the island over, and basically puts it on lockdown with a swarm of drones to take out any aircraft or naval vessels trying to get off the island. This photo looks a hell of a lot like Aroa, and I don't want it. Because, fuck, the enemies you go up against in Aroa, or in Breakpoint, on Aroa, are like 60% robots, and they're terrifying. They have robot tanks. I'm sure Japan's not going to have robot tanks, but they have robot tanks! We don't need robot tanks. Nobody asked for robot tanks. Yeah. Yeah, tightly controlled hell. That's a good way of thinking about it. Even the mountain in the distance looks like Aroa because it's got a big snowy mountain in the middle of the map. Okay, yeah, but that's Poland. Poland deserves it. Now, if they could just fix Cyberpunk, we'd be fine. I need to finish that game. I really do. I was having so much fun just going full gorilla arms. Decking things left and right. Yes, Poland are the good ones. Isn't Russia working on, like, lightweight power armor or something? Or is that China? I think Russia's working on just an improved armor system. God, you heard that? Yeah, it's angel hair and like an herb Alfredo sauce. It's pastaroni. I was feeling lazy. No, I am not giving head. I'm just really fucking hungry. Well. Oh, up to 5. It's a vicious dinner, I swear. I thought the U.S. had some independently developed, not exoskeletons, but just like hydraulic support systems for infantry. And that just never went anywhere because the Army is like, we don't have the funding to buy that, so no. Oh, I love me some juicy IPAs. So, yeah, looking at the city. No, sir, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It just, Here I'm in a field working with tech, and I hate the idea of it taking over. I mean, maybe that's because at my line of work, the bots that I work with aren't going to take anything over. Because they're the size of a cooler and can't carry anything. We're talking like a little tiny cooler. Hell, you can outrun them. I haven't been under red tape. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Mobile infantry when? Not the Starship Troopers movie version, the book version. The fun kind. The kind that make Warhammer 40k Space Marines look like, Imperial Guardsmen. The kind that can take out planets with, 2 shells? I forget. I'm going to have to go back and read Starship Troopers again. So, that's what was Planet Busters, yeah. They were like nuclear canister shells or something. And nobody wanted to use them. Nobody wanted them used. But they were an ICE measure. So, at least that's what I remember. I gotta read that book again. First, I have to finish Snow Crash, and then I have to read that book again. I have not had time to do any reading. I might just get the audiobook and plug that in on my commute. Medic! Snow Crash has been. I think I got about 60. No, I got about 80 pages in one sitting because the power was out. So, yeah, especially sitting in traffic. Maybe the audiobook will keep me awake. That'd be nice. Because my problem is I have to have like a Red Bull before I start my commute. Otherwise, I start to nod off on the drive back. I get comfy. It's all nice and warm. And I'm tired. I've been up since 5 a.m. Ugh. No adrenaline. Traffic's not moving. What a good time for an oh no, traffic's moving again. I don't know if Amazon gives me a discount with Audible. I know I've got a bunch of credits I haven't used. So I need to use them. While I was reading it, I kept thinking of it like VR chat. Or what's it called? I guess it would be like Second Life, yeah, because what is it? The Becky models have 3 breast sizes. Huge, large, huge, and impossible, or something like that. I'm like, wow, that Neil, your boy Neil called it. He fucking called it. What are people gonna do on the internet? Boomf. They're gonna do that. Oh man. It's either Second Life or a 3D version of Twitter. Which is no the what's it called? I can't think of the name. The virtual world, the net, is not like Twitter because Twitter is just cancer. Like the e-couples and all that, you can just be like, okay, you go over there, and we don't talk to you. But Twitter is like, you're here. Metaverse, that's right, thank you. I almost said Fediverse, but that's like the whole blockchain thing. I was close. Freaking noodles. Yeah. The entire premise between the metaverse and the reality is both outlandish and recognizable. It's really weird. There's a lot of stuff that Steve isn't called. No prob, Settle. No prob at all. I've just been hanging out and vibing because work sucks. No, it's great. It's better than the warehouse. It's so much better than the warehouse. No VTO. In fact, I get paid to drive to work, which is nice. Kind of. I'm gonna see. Oh, something happened. There was a sound. And I don't know what it's for. What? Did somebody give me a follow? I'm not seeing any visual feedback. And now I'm down to 3. Okay, so I thought the only way to update an iMac was to buy a new one. I'm kidding. I I don't judge what kind of rig you use unless you're talking gaming. Then it's like, why are you using an iMac for gaming? But that's me. Morty, did that chime just blow your ears out? Oh god, named Corn Pop. Is the description all about hairy legs? Okay. Okay, so you don't have to be a gamer. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Um. Oh shit! No! 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 I don't need that open. I don't need that open. Close. Delete this. Um. That chime should only be going off for. Oh, that's a Streamlabs thing. That's a different window. Why was I getting a alarm for? Huh, let me check something here. Let me see what's going on then. I don't even know if this is a good accent, but... Oh, someone just subbed to me on YouTube. That's what it was. Cool. Thanks, Professor Chaos. Oh, and someone else is following me on Twitch. So... Oh, that was like just a minute. Okay, so someone else is following me on Twitch. Okay, that's what it was. I got a Twitch notification in the wrong window. Great. Oh, military access. I want to see what this is about. I like military science. Oh shit, another one. What the fuck? I'm okay. I'm gonna turn that down. This is illegal. People can't do that. No one... What? No one donated anything? No one... What the fuck? Well... Alright, yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna turn that down. Managing things I didn't know were making noise. Okay, how do I... I'll figure that out later. I don't know how to adjust the volume of a specific window because it's either desktop or mic and that's it. I am not a clever man. Oh, you had to ring the bell. I see. Yeah, I know I don't need to figure it out now, but the thing is you're not seeing me flounder around on screen, you're just hearing me. It's audio floundering. So level 1 tech support. Yeah, I'm about as casual a streamer as you can get. Like, this is the reason I get so fucking pissed off at people who play Destiny. Like, people who get to, like, season pass 50 in day 1. I'm like, do you have a job? No, I do. Have you tried getting one? Maybe I'm jealous. So, I'm using basic OBS. You know, okay. Here's some nice news, talking about games and movies. Destiny, which is a game I play entirely too much. They're reversing sunsetting. Which I have been so mad about. Granted, they're reverting it up to a certain point. Oh, thanks, Ed. So the way it was supposed to work is every season your gear has a level cap that lasts for about 3 seasons. This made a lot of people very angry and was widely regarded as a bad move. Because the whole purpose behind sunsetting is like, okay, when Forsaken dropped for Destiny 2, your guns before Forsaken had 1 perk. In Forsaken they had 2. So that gave you more of a reason to drop your 1 perk guns for 2 perk guns. Okay, yeah, you might have a favorite 1 perk gun that you liked, but now you might be able to get that gun with another perk. Not a bad trade-off. With Season of the Arrivals, Destiny introduced sunsetting, which put a hard light cap on gear that was from so many seasons past. The Destiny community did not like this, because you had people who spent, we're talking weeks or months in competitive, in Grandmaster Strikes, all this high difficulty content, trying to get good gear. The same goes for raids. Raid content was also being sunset. People were like, okay, well, this game is not worth my time, because what's going to happen is I'm going to grind out this gear, get a really good roll, and in about 3 months, it's going to be worthless. Why? It started with guns. And then Bungie went, okay, we've heard your complaints. We're going to sunset armor, too. Why? And the armor is even worse, because you have randomized perk combinations that come out to a randomized total stat value. And it could take you an entire season, perhaps, to get a good piece of gear with a high stat value. And in a year or 3 months, it's worthless. What sunsetting before today also made moot is the whole premise of... So Destiny has this masterworking system where you could upgrade your gun to buff a specific stat, whatever stat the gun rolls with. Maybe it's handling, reload speed. Maybe it's maximum range. Maybe it's how stable the gun is. Well, if a gun's being sunset at some point, in my mind, there's no reason to masterwork it. Because you're taking resources and just wasting them on something that'll expire. Well, as of this week, Bungie has announced they will be undoing sunsetting up to a certain point. So I think from Season of the Worthy on, which had a lot of mods that focused on war mine cells, which is a different thing entirely. They were kind of like bombs you could just invent with your guns. They're undoing that. I guess the previous 2 Destiny leads either stepped down or were fired because they were pissing off too many people. Like, we're going to do all these things to change up the way the game works. And the community is like, why? Like, the original reason for sunsetting was you had guns from Destiny that were special. Like, you had to play so many rounds of Crucible, so many rounds of Gambit, do so many strikes to get them. And they were really special. But they were a limited time offer. And people got mad that they couldn't get them after a certain point. So initially, Bungie's solution was, okay, we'll just phase them out. Along with all the other gear. And we'll just keep phasing things on a year-by-year basis. Well, that just kills the longevity of the game. So, no sunsetting in Destiny starting next season. Thank God. I am so happy, because there were a lot of guns I picked up in Destiny that I really loved that I did not want to lose, solely because Bungie said, no, you have to get a new gun. Not a better gun, just a new gun. That's not good game design. Telling players they have to trade their favorite gun because you said so. No. No, 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 no. You don't understand player psychology. You don't understand, especially in a game like Destiny, you don't understand what makes someone get attached to their weapon. You don't understand a variety of play styles. I could go on. I could rant on and on and on and on and on about Destiny because I have spent so much time in it. They did content vault some stuff. I think that might be a rotating thing, still vaulting planets. But I think the new like I think he's like the loot management lead or something like that. He wants to really change things up and give it so players have a lot more choice in what they have. Because again, another thing to point out is, yeah, fucking right, gun porn. Another thing to point out is part of the reason Bungie vaulted some of their content is because the game was too big. We get that. Load times are taking forever. Patches would break things more than they fix them. I get it. But when they introduced the sunsetting and the vaulting, they took... It used to be each playlist had its own separate loot table. So if you played Crucible, you got Crucible gear. If you played Gambit, you got Gambit gear. If you played Strikes or Vanguard Strikes, you got Vanguard gear. So you had a nice focus of, okay, I want to look like a Vanguard main. Okay, we'll do Strikes. I want to look like a Space Cowboy. Okay, do Gambit. I want to look like a badass. Go do Crucible. What they did is they just took all three loot pools, restricted them down to a single set of armor and weapons, and mashed all three of them together. So if you played Strikes, Crucible, or Gambit, you had the same loot pool across all three playlists, except for like one signature weapon from each playlist, which is really not fun when you're trying to grind. Imagine you're trying to grind one playlist, one game mode in whatever game you might play, for the chance that one gun outside of your main loot pool drops. Why? That's not fun. Oh, the revolver I wanted didn't drop. Guess I gotta play another 5 hours of Gambit to have it drop. Oh, didn't drop? Gotta play more Gambit. I don't know what the hell Bungie was thinking with the whole sunsetting thing. They implemented it poorly. It hasn't paid off. People don't like it, so I'm glad it's going away. I'm really glad it's going away. Chaos, I don't know about OBS. I'll probably do some research over the weekend to see if I can get things fixed up. But, Stream Elements, I'll try that. In my opinion, the best method to grind for Greed 1 in an MMO. I don't know. I don't like grinding. I know people who really love it. I remember playing Warframe back in the day, and I had friends who would, I shit you not, they would run the same mission for 3 or 4 hours trying to get a single copy of a rare material to drop, and it just got so boring so fast. I was like, can we go do anything else? Can we go to another system? Can we fight another enemy? Oh no, it'll take this time. I'm like, dude, we've been doing this for 3 hours. The same mission, 3 hours. Move up, please. I want to die. The only thing I get like that with Destiny at this point is doing the what are they called? The Nightfalls, because it's the same strike, just at different tiers. If it was different strikes, like you could pick one of 3, then I'd be fine with it. Since it's one strike, I'm enjoying it a bit less. But like the Vanguard strikes are fine, they're randomized. The new battlegrounds are great, because it's just a constant onslaught of enemies. Like, I think the battlegrounds in Destiny now are the closest you could get to firefight mode in Halo Reach or ODST. It's just fight, 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 do your objective, move on. Fight, 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 do your objective, move on. So, if you give me a lot of action, I'm fine with it. But like a lot of the problems I've had with some of the Nightfalls, it's like, okay, you've killed a small group of this enemy. Take a Sparrow 3 miles west, fight on the group. Okay, Sparrow again, get walking, or flying, or whatever. It's like, okay, there's no constant action. There's no, I feel like I'm being overwhelmed. It's just kill, travel, kill, travel, kill, travel. The Stasis DLC, the Darkness DLC dropped last season. So, yep, that's a thing now. Darkness is an ability in Destiny, and it is in Crucible. It is fucking broken. Because, so, Chaos, I'll get to your question in a second. Okay, I'll answer Chaos's question, then I'll expand on the Darkness DLC. Do I find it better to grind for the grind to give you currency, which you can use the special guarantee to get your upgraded gear? Yes, because that's a reward I can save up, rather than just trying to get a single instance of one gun to drop. That's where I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall, and then I just don't have any fun. If I'm playing missions to gain resources, that's one thing, as long as there's some variety. But if I'm playing one mission over and over and over and over and over and over and over to try and get one thing with one roll to drop, I'm going to want to shoot myself, because I just don't trust the RNG that much. So for the Darkness DLC, the stasis abilities are busted. They're all about crowd control, slow, and freeze. So you get a lot of attacks with a wide AoE. They slow your targets. I do hate dice roll drops. I really do. And especially, like, kind of going back to sunsetting, given that you had dice roll drops, so you could spend an entire season and not get a god roll, and then the next season that gun would not become available, and then it would get sunset anyway. So people who got the god roll are going to kiss this gun goodbye, so it's like, why have a god roll in the first place? Why not have fixed rolls in that case? If it's going to be sunset, give everyone the same thing, then nobody cares. But that's what Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 at launch was doing, was everything had one perk, and it was like, okay, you had to clear, like, this counters, that counters, that counters, that kind of a deal. Okay, Stasis. It's a very fun PvE super set or ability set, because you can stun groups of enemies, you can lock them down and freeze them, then just run up and punch them to death. In Crucible, it is busted because Stasis can lock you out of your super. Like, let's say, okay, you got your super charged, you pop your ability, you got these, you're a Titan, you've got these badass throwable exploding hammers, someone hits you with a stasis ability, you're frozen. While in your super, you can't do anything. It's not fun. And the only counter to stasis is don't get hit. Yep, take it easy, Gator. It's like, okay. Like, something that Astacross, he plays a lot of Destiny, he pointed this out. When stasis wasn't a thing, you had harmony between the Arc subclasses, Void subclasses, and Solar subclasses. You had one subclass that could shut down supers. That was the Hunter. And that took a lot of skill to do reliably. Stasis, because it's all about wide AoE, slow to freeze, if you're using stasis, it feels like a crutch. Like, you don't know how to play the game, so you're relying on AoE and freezing to get your kills. Like the hunter stasis ability is called Silence and Squall. And what you do is you throw two sides. The first one causes an AoE splash that freezes targets. The second is a miniature ice storm. Sounds cool, right? And the ice storm follows targets around the map and freezes them for a amount of time. If you're using stasis, it's great. If you're on the receiving end, it's like, what do? I'm caught, I'm slowed, I can't move, I'm dead. I'm in a super, I'm slowed, I'm dead. And stasis could just shut down any light super with next to no counter. The only counter is don't get hit or take out the stasis guy before he takes you out. But with the slow, that's really hard to do. A lot of people have been complaining that stasis, especially in like modes where light difference in players is a factor, Iron Banner or Trials of Osiris, which are like the really professional. Well, Iron Banner isn't professional, but Trials is like where you're really competitive. Like it's like, okay, someone casts their stasis super, the whole team's dead because they can't move. Why? Yeah, it's totally OP. There's other things about like the stasis subclass abilities, not the super, that are busted, and I don't know why. Such as one of the grenades you have is it's a slow field grenade. It's an orb. It's a sphere. But if you walk into the sphere, you get slowed down. If the sphere is big enough and you've got a floor that is thin enough, the sphere penetrates floors. So you can slow people on 2 floors at once, and it just ignores the floor. That's not right. Because no other subclass can do that. Maybe, no, not even the Hunter's Shadow Shot can do that. So I could, you get me going on stasis, we will be here for another like 3 hours. It's 8. I'm tired. I want to keep talking, but I have dinner I need to finish, and you don't need to hear me sucking on noodles for the rest of the night. So I'm going to call it here. Thanks everyone who stopped by. I'm going to try and do another stream next week. Hopefully same time. Maybe a bit longer. I don't know yet. 7 p.m. Pacific. Maybe 6. We'll see. We'll see how the commute goes. But, yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint. But driving around for 4 hours out of the day really takes it out of you. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by, and I will catch you all on the next one. Ciao.